Hello, this is Pepper Coyote again, and this is not really a Kickstarter, but before you destroy me, Kickstarter mods, allow me to explain. This is my 8th solo album, depending on how you count, the 4th I am funding through Kickstarter. The music is written and recorded. The track list is made. The album art is in production right now, and unless something happens to me in the next month or two, this thing is coming out. You get to determine how far that release goes and how grand of a release it will be. It's Dog Songs for Song Dogs Volume 2! Man, I'm doing a sequel, that's right. And if Volume 1 was a collection of oddities, Volume 2 is back-to-back bangers. All killer, no filler, as they say. Where the last collection had things that I didn't quite know where to fit on what album, this is more like a ton of singles that all could and I think should be hits somewhere. I like all of these songs. I think they're all extremely strong. They're like freaking hype. I don't keep them off of albums because I thought they were too weird for the public to handle. It's more like I only release so many albums and there can only be so many singles on those albums. If this fundraiser fails, I can put out a digital version. The music will sound great because we have Flop doing the mixing and mastering once again. The art will look great thanks to Skiggles, who's our cover artist this time. It'll go over Spotify and all the other streaming services, and you'll be able to get a full quality download from bandcamp.com with all the bonus content and art assets you can possibly handle. However, if this fundraiser meets its primary goal of $7,000 US, this album will go on CD, and more importantly, vinyl. The cost of producing only 500 vinyls is somewhere between $4,000 and $5,000 after shipping and taxes. It takes up the biggest chunk of our budget, but I'll do a whole cost breakdown at the end here. Vinyl and CDs are not all. If we hit our $7,000 goal, there will be shirts. Not this shirt. This is my shirt. I bought it. I didn't make this shirt. This is my shirt. There are many like it, but this one has a weasel on it. I have done exactly 2 shirts in my decade and change of shilling tunes, so this is your chance. Plus, it's going to be a good shirt in its own right. Here's a mock-up of what it'll look like. I drew that, can you tell? This design will also come in sticker form, and if we hit our $7,000 first goal, every backer will get one, or at least every backer who's receiving physical stuff. If you just throw $1 in for the digital version, I don't know, send me the cost of a stamp. I'll get you a sticker. We can work that out. If you're watching this right now, there's a good chance you already know my music and hopefully like it a little bit. When I say this isn't a Kickstarter, you're who I'm talking about. My supportive listeners who have been keeping me going over the years. You know I can be trusted to deliver a great album and get it to you in a relatively timely manner without the rigmarole some other Kickstarter projects put you through. The CDs and vinyls will cost $15 and $30 US respectively when they are publicly released, and if you trust me enough to put your money down now to help me with overhead costs, you get a little discount. The shirts and stickers will be in limited supply, so if you definitely want one, this is your only way to guarantee you actually get it. Shirts are a big pain in the butt because you have to get all the different sizes and they're a lot heavier to cart around than CDs, and I hate doing them, but I love you. Will you marry me? Camera. The last time I tried to do shirts, I emailed 15 different companies and got one reply telling me that that particular company had gone out of business. So I'm pretty sure I have a supplier this time, or I'll freaking find one with the magic of money. But I got 2 special tiers here, which are a 30-second serenade and Pepper's Junk. 30-second serenade is almost self-explanatory. You give me a 1-sentence topic, and I will write a 30-second song about it. I like carrots, the taste and the smell. And if you say something, I'll send you to hell. Oh, watching paint dry is the thing I want to do when I'm reading a book or on the toilet taking a poo. Okay. Pepper's Junk is a return from my last fundraiser where you will receive an item from my house in the mail. What will it be? Who knows? Maybe it'll be this. You one of these? Got a candle. I'm probably not sending you the candle. I want to use this candle. Yeah, how about this? Yeah, it's it's a African wild dog, but made out of silicone. He's all jiggly. Right? Maybe a book. Maybe you need to read something. This is a good one. Items from last time include a mostly functional computer monitor. There were some cassette tapes that I had from when I was a child. I don't know if they worked. Maybe they worked. books, convention knickknacks, and I sign all of it. So it's not just that you end up with some random. You'll look at it. What the who? Oh, right. Pepper wrote on this. This was his junk that he sent me. And it'll usually be multiple items, like whatever I can cram into a UPS prepaid box. Warning, if you're international, the Pepper's junk is going to have crazy high shipping on it because we charge crazy. It cost me $20 to get a compact disc over to Germany, and then they have to pay another $10 in like import tax to get it, and the CD costs $15. It's really dumb. I'm sorry to my international friends. Both of those tiers get your name in the credits of the album in the special thanks section. You'd be a producer. No, these tiers are not worth the money, and no, you should not buy them. They are for the very, very, very nice people out there that want to dunk extra money into this album. I even put a combo tier in there for people who want a 30-second serenade and my chunk. Let's discuss every bottom's favorite topic, stretch goals. I'm hilarious. The stretch goals I have in mind are very simple. Re-releasing Waiting on CD and vinyl with new art and a full remix, not like some light dusting off of old tracks and tweaking some levels, but an overhaul. Here's an example of Flop's mixing skills.
Waiting for court dates, waiting for checks, waiting to see if your name is called next. Waiting for court dates, waiting for checks, waiting to see if your name is called next. But make sure you're in the right line, and someday if we wait, we'll be fine.
You may also notice that the drums have been replaced with drums, like the actual drums played by an actual drummer, Roman. Here's the best part of that first stretch goal. If we hit $10,000, every single backer that's getting a CD or a vinyl or more will also get a CD copy of Waiting, or as I think we're going to call it, Still Waiting. Waiting was a turning point for me as a songwriter, and I consider it where my career really started. I would love to get this remaster printed on physical media. Besides, look at the art. We've had this art done for like 2 years. We're just trying to find the right place to get it out there, and I think this is it. This is me taking my shot at it. Go listen. Waiting, the original version, is out right now and has been for over 10 years on Spotify. You got to look up Look Left, and then the album is Waiting. So, take a listen to it. See if you can imagine the potential that I imagine there. There is one final stretch goal that there is no way we are hitting. We are never hitting this last goal. But selfishly, I would love to see Still Waiting on vinyl. It'd be like a full circle, look at me now, Dad, like validating dreams come true kind of thing. I poured my heart and soul into Waiting, like I do all of my work, but that might have been the album that taught me how to pour those things out in the first place. Seeing it on vinyl, it'd be big for me personally. Why do I say we're not hitting it? Because it would take $15,000. I don't think we're getting to $10,000, like $15,000. Yeah. That's just what the run of vinyls for Waiting costs. About $4,500 to get that run going, thus the jump from 10K to 15K. I really want to get there, but at the same time, I'm a realist. There's no way we're hitting 15 grand. Well, I already know what's going on this album, so let's take a look at the first half, track by track. It's preview time.
Surface of the moon. I think that there can't be a smaller step from home.
All right, first up is Spaceman. Can you tell I like They Might Be Giants? This song was written for Florida Furry Convention Megaplex. It's actually one of 3 songs written for that convention, each reflecting the year's theme. All that aside, I cannot express the degree to which I nailed this thing. The lyrical cleverness, mixing references to sci-fi with jokes, like, who are the Thermians? Ho ho! I remember! All while keeping an emotional through line for our main character. Like the horns, the main riff being a scale that just can't quite seem to get it to its destination, keep stopping and starting. The way the vocals interlock with each other. I love this thing, and I cannot think of a stronger opener.
It all started in the Northwest, hanging at the forest, got together at some party. Sharp, pointy like a cactus, trying hard to act less like he's in puppy love. Give it time now, please be mine now. Give it time now, pour more
Next up, Long Time. The rockin' continues with another up-tempo song. As much as I love orchestras and horn lines, big sweeping complicated music, my roots lie in guitar rock. This thing starts and feels like Mr. Blue Sky is about to kick in, but wait! Still me. This insistent like ding, 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 ding of the verse in the instruments is contrasted with relatively calm, kind of like low-range vocals. Then it jumps into the pre-chorus. I go up almost an octave, and I'm flipping out. I'm spitting, baby. Then you hit the chorus, and the whole thing drops down to halftime feel. I think it's very effective. Next verse, and you're bam, off and running again. Like, it's one of my better hooks, too, if I may say so myself. Not just because it has the word coyotes in the chorus, but that happens in more than one song. Look at my beard and how it jiggles. It's like the fastest metronome.
Nightmare supposed to end. Oh, I'm holding on. 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 Yeah.
Next, there's I'm Shaken, which is a cover of a song by a band called Rooney, Rooney, like the name. I only like putting covers on albums if they're special. They cost extra money for licensing, and at the end of the day, I'm playing someone else's music. This cover is a complete overhaul. I love the trend of online musicians, especially putting out maximalist covers of songs. Heck, even like switching from straight time to swing time and then sticking a jazz band behind it. Like, that makes some awesome results sometimes. I wanted to take a crack at recording and rearranging a song, and this is what came out. I'm biased, but I think this is a heckin' good rewrite. All acoustic, the vocals are going nuts, I'm plucking bass notes through an octave pedal. I want to hear what the original composer thinks. And the original composer is like frickin' Nick Cage's cousin. Does anybody get anywhere in the music industry without having a famous relative? That's all I'm saying.
Now every time I hear that song, every time I hear that song, I think out loud and now the words can't come out wrong. They're singing every time I want to hold your hand.
Now we got the second of the Megaplex songs, and it's the first one that I wrote chronologically. I think it was the first song I'd ever been asked to write for a convention, and their theme that year was British Invasion. I went for a lot of ideas while trying to keep my sound within the British Invasion style. Lyrically, I'm mocking the idea that musicians could invade and do some goofy comparisons like, they got the bombs, we got guitars.
If you never hit the ground, you can't die. We'll divorce the earth and marry the sky. Yeah, we're up and go.
Next up is Up and Gone, and my baby boy, this is some good stuff. Every line here makes me smile, and I think we'll divorce the earth and marry the sky, like in a song about a pilot. Give me that frickin' Grammy, you cowards. The music is simple but effective. Every member of the band plays an equally important interlocking part, without which the song would sound empty. The verse of this thing is almost electric blues. It's like back and forth between the guitar, boop, 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 and then the bass does some stuff, leaving a lot of space for the vocals to play around. It also has a guitar solo that I am not ashamed of.
In a Virginia hospital, they're losing track of time. How many hours? How many days through the fever?
Song for Caden, one of the very few slow songs on this album. It's a song about childbirth with complications. Caden, the real person, is doing fine, by the way, like as the end of the song would suggest. But the indescribable fear when your newborn isn't breathing right away. I think this is the only song I've ever recorded where I'm playing the guitar and singing simultaneously while I was recording it. It gives it a different feel. While the chords are musically stable, the push and pull and tempo and like the frequency with which I'm doing like my impression. I'm better at fingerstyle now, but I'm not going to re-record everything. That's not the point of this. The push and pull and tempo keeps an always present tension in the background. It kind of makes me tear up even now.
Sharpened and serrated to do what must be done. Sacrifice a llama, but it was lots of fun. Oh. No, you don't think twice in front of normal guys.
All right, I might have lied earlier when I said this isn't full of weirdo songs, because Blood Ritual is definitely a weirdo song. How do I even explain it? Blood Ritual has been a joke with my friends at the Dragit Show, that's Dragon and Ferrets together, for years. There was an evening of intoxication where I was presented with a guitar, and we together wrote this. Flop did a ton of work to make this what it is. Don't worry, the lyrics don't make sense to me either, and I love it.
I don't know what's happening to me. I'm getting all the blame for things I didn't do. Can anybody tell me just what I did wrong? I'm all alone and I'm so confused.
Weird way to end the first half here. Nobody's Hero, which is also a cover, but like, you remember this? remember whichever side it's on? Remember this thing? Remember this beauty of a show? Well, I put effort into recreating the majesty of Nobody's Hero from the Donkey Kong Country animated television show, and I did it entirely in a cappella. Memes aside, this is a beautiful little snippet of music that more people need to be aware of. Like, the original singer is nailing it, guys. Like, say what you want about the Donkey Kong cartoon, the singers they got, wow, they really hired singers. Okay, not Diddy Kong, don't.
Everybody see what I can do, 'cause it's Diddy to the rescue.
It's like if you got Toad from the Mario Oh, they had a movie. Did he sing in that? I won't watch it.
I can do most anything.
This looks almost as good as the Mario movie. Get in the comments, haters. I'll only listen to your reply if you pledge at least $60. But hey, that's my thing. Weird covers only. You either got to do a normal song in a weird way or do a weird song in a normal way. That's the first half of the album, which will be 15 tracks long. 21 if you include the bonus tracks, and heck, it's going to be like 40 or 50 tracks long if you get the full digital package at Bandcamp, and actually that's the package that's going to be sent to you as a Kickstarter backer as well, where I include all of my original demos before Flop touches them. If anything, I usually end up doing sound sketches where I just kind of sing stuff into my phone for later so I can remember what my idea is. All those little snippets get thrown in there. All the art assets in like full HD. You can see all the covers and inside art, shirt art, sticker art. I throw everything in there because why not digital? I also include instrumentals for all of the songs where that makes sense. Like, I can't really do an instrumental Nobody's Hero. I guess I could release all the backing ooh ah, like all the backing oohs and ahs, and just take out the melody. But I give you everything. I give you everything I can think of that someone out there might want. This video is getting real long, so let's do a quick budget breakdown and get out of here. Here's the numbers. Over there's more. CDs are weirdly cheap, as you see here. Like 500 CDs, $900, and that's like rounding up. It's like $870 or something. Where vinyls, $4,500 for the same number. And like, I understand why the production process is more complicated. There's more actual stuff. I get, like, the disc is bigger. It's like 4 times as big as a CD, so maybe it should be 4 times as expensive. Clearly, vinyl production is the biggest chunk of the pie here. Like, those 2 runs of vinyls. If we got every single one of my goals here, look, $9,000 of the 15,000 is just paying for the vinyls themselves. That's why the second vinyl run is the final stretch goal, because if we don't make it, like, if we get under the 5,000 necessary, 4,500 necessary to get that final vinyl run rhyming, it just can't happen. It's such a big chunk of stuff, and that's the easiest thing to. It's the most effective thing to cut from the budget, in case we don't make it all the way there, which I don't. That's why I'm pessimistic for hitting the 15,000. Our next biggest expense are the fees that Kickstarter takes out, but. Really, the next biggest expense is paying for art, mixing, and mastering, and these are the expenses I'm like almost happy about. Like, it's not really the right way to put it, but I am extremely happy that in my line of work I get to go to the person who does the work, take money, and give it to them. I'm not paying a company that then trickles down a wage to the I get to work with a lot of people directly, and I like that a lot because I can get closer to paying them what their true value is, and this is not even their true value. I'm extremely lucky that these artists, that these mastering engineers, that Flop and Skiggles are willing to basically slum it with me and do work that, in a better world where I have better means, showering thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on these people. I freaking love that. Small time music, small time art, do the best you can. I'm sure you'll notice that, like, Pepper's paycheck is not a line item in this budget. I do not calculate, well, you see, and then I'll keep this chunk of money. That doesn't happen. Even if we hit the 15,000 and I get everything I'm hoping for in terms of budget, I will still be plunking in 1,000 to 4,000 of my own dollars, because that's my project. That's how it should be. If I write a good album, the music is good, hopefully I will be selling CDs and vinyls made with this fundraiser for years to come, and then I can use that money to then do a reorder like I did with Blast Radius. I couldn't make this a money grab if I tried. I don't know if I'm physically capable. That's actually another reason that I call this, like, not a Kickstarter, because artist and engineer, they're already paid. The creative people working on this who aren't me have already got their money. Like, this album is happening no matter what. You get to help out with whether or not, like, does that art get put on a big 12 by 12 beautiful square of cardstock and then on a physical disc with the sticker and or does it just go onto Spotify, which I am perfectly happy and satisfied with. I don't want to sound ungrateful. I am just as proud of this music whether it only ever goes on freaking SoundCloud or if it gets internationally released on vinyl and picked up by distributors and all. I like what we have done regardless, but you get to make this like a big deal if it's what you want to do. Pledge! Pledge! I'm going back to my fraternity days. Pledge! Bring me a beer! Pledge! Get on the ground and clean up that mess. Pledge! 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 Or don't. I'm not your mom and I cannot legally tell you what to do. I want to see these things on vinyl. I want to see Still Waiting on vinyl. If you agree, if you want these things also, pledge and help make it happen. Get an extra copy. Get some of my junk. Get a 30-second serenade. Thank you for watching this very long advertisement, and I will see you next time.